enjoy this stream, and I'll try to do more of these if you guys enjoy it. New game. Yes. So let's go.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to do something also here. Okay, now that we got everything set up, let me okay, bring that back up. Okay, let's go.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Apparently there's another way over here.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go do something. Sorry, my mic and everything. Okay. It's here. Okay, let's continue on our journey.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh, look, a deer. I want to follow it. Oh, that would be funny if we could.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
How can I get through?
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Okay, so, why did they leave?
Or how only one
Still a
restaurant
question.
would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Okay, let's continue. I kind of want to go over here.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yo, so you telling me that it ain't stinky?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Whole lot of books.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Yo, okay, let's go.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
So
The
I'm playing as this
gerbil food was
chick?
dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I kept eating and eating.
Yo, don't, no. Ew.
I ate a lot of things that night.
This will not end well.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Can I do this? Yes, I can. Ooh.
Mom
Bird.
and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
I lost the bird. Dang it. Oh, wait. Is that it? Is that it over there? Oh, it is.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oh, okay. Let's see what prey I'm gonna catch now.
Rabbits.
Ooh, rabbits. Okay, let's go. Rabbit time!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Something bigger?
A
Hope there's
mama
an
rabbit.
echo coming off this. Gotta catch it. Ooh, I caught it.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I'm a shark now. Oh boy. That's good. Yo, this is creepy.
I rolled off
that
a
was a
cliff
good hit.
and into the ocean. Now,
Swim.
I was hungrier than ever.
Okay, so I can angle it? Okay. I need some fish. Give me some fish. I think I need to go downward. go. Bingo.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I'm a snake.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Hey bro, I'm sorry, I'm not happy to you. Yum. This song makes me believe it's Christmas. Just saying, I don't know where to read everything. Make me sing. Yeah, it's totally what it is.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Okay.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Going up a pipe, I wonder where it's going. I don't know. It's a toilet. Why am I not surprised? Well, I always said I'd get bit by a snake. I always knew how to.
I got closer and closer.
Wait a minute. This is her room. Did a snake eat the child? I don't know. Let's find out.
All of my stomach started growling.
Oh, you don't get to see. That's sad.
I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
So maybe she did get in? I don't know. Seems kind of peculiar.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay, let's see if I turn into a cat. Nope, I don't turn into a cat. Dang it.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Oh, well, that's not what's supposed to happen. Okay. No. It's not what I want. Do I press... Oh! There we go.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Crazy. So is it really a curse, or is it just them killing themselves because they're stupid?
My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long time.
What's it say? My friend Bigfoot? I want to know more about this friend Bigfoot.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
So is that Edith? Or no? I don't know. 90 though. Crazy.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Ooh, people. Can I look through it? Oh, let me look through it. Dang it. I'm a nosy person. There's a secret in the bathroom? I wonder what type of secret.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look.
Okay.
It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Neat. Very neat.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Okay, let's see here. So, joysticks do this, so we're swinging. Okay.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up.
Yo, we don't go around this tree.
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Oh no.
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Done screwed up.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
But your mom freaked out.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Sounds like they're memorializing their fallen family members. That's a thing, I guess.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Could go through that or go through that. I think I want to go down here. It's like a girl's room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a
There's
child
that
star.
Bigfoot thing. Oh, interesting.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Okay. Barb Street? That's a thing? She died young. 1944 to 1960.
Of all
Barbara
the stories
Finch,
people wrote about Barbara's death,
dreadful
I'm
stories.
surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're
Can't-
right.
My mic's been
Also,
acting
I
up lately.
loved your delivery on that.
I'm still trying to
Why is
figure
your
out if it's
basement
still
door
working.
locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for
Ooh, a
Rick,
key.
but the house was silent.
There's a shadow. I feel like I'm in a zombie movie now.
She found Rick's
Ooh,
crutch
yeah.
and imagined the worst.
Whoa, what's that movie? Oh, I'm done already gonna whack some people. I'm gonna go whack, 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 whack. I'm gonna whack everything now. Oh, can I knock this off? Yeah. Who make me watch my kid, brother? This is what you get. There, now everything's clean.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Yo, that's creepy. Can I not go in any further? Oh, there's a box. Double box. Oh yeah. Oh, let's go push the bag.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Boy.
Oh.
Don't you know better than sneaking up on a person?
Barb,
I'll hit
relax.
you with this.
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was
I'm
still
gonna keep this crutch.
when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter?
Little bro?
What's going on up there?
You okay?
Hey, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I swear, this is a prank. I'm gonna hit you. My senses tell me I must run, but yet I go up.
Walter vanished, but his
Yo, where you at?
radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Where's the dogs when you need them?
And when he was, he couldn't get enough.
Nope.
Okay,
Boy,
Barbara,
you better not be
try to
under
get
this
another way
thing.
out of here.
It's not good.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
This is that chick Molly's room, I think. Can't get... Nope. I checked the door.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grown.
I'm gonna hit you.
He wasn't moving, but she
Yeah, that's what you
sensed
get.
the story might not be over yet.
And he's gone, just like a Jason and a Michael Myers. Are you serious? It's not okay.
She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Let me just check this door. I can already tell you right now this is not going to end well. So, to my fellow viewers, I think I'm about to die.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh, heck no.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's a party.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
Oh.
With her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Poor Barbara. Wonder if she got eaten though. Like, serious note.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
I think I might have was supposed to come out here
Edie's
first.
father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Yo, what if her body's inside the house, though? Duh.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Hope people can hear me alright. Papa goes the weasel. I'm gonna put this. Oh, I'm in. Let's see if we can find some blood. I want to know what happened to this Barbara person. I'm gonna clear the table. Nope. Well, let me clear the table.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
You know,
Mom
I'm
said
gonna
the
check that
basement
out
was
here in
off
a second.
limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Yo. You serious? We're just gonna go into the secret underground lair. Okay. Barbara's
I
body, here
remember
we come.
asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Okay, maybe Walter's body's
She said
down
after
here.
Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
He was down here this whole time. Yo. This is ridiculous.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Let's eat these peaches. Yeah.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
So, here's my thing. Why go down that way when you can go the opposite way and be inside your actual house? Just put that out there. Why go through a dark tunnel?
I know
kinda
it's
weird.
out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly. And
So now he's
Calvin.
referencing that something killed them, and it wasn't him. Interesting.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it.
So this is a train track. I now have a feeling that those tremors were a train.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yeah, I didn't want to call it, but I think that's what happened.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
So we're just gonna go to the 2? Okay. Why not follow the dead trail of a relative? Down we go. Off to Neverland.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Yeah. What didn't she tell you?
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
What, is she pregnant?
And found out what happened to everyone else.
Because I think at the beginning of the game I looked
But now
down,
I'm worried the stories
and her
themselves
stomach
might
looked
be
kinda
the
plump.
problem.
Okay.
Maybe we
I
believed
think she's
so
pregnant.
much in a family curse. We made it real.
I mean, look at that. Look, you can't tell me that she doesn't look like... Yeah, I think she's pregnant.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Okay, hold up. You're a part of? Yeah, she's pregnant.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I didn't catch that, and I'm kind of sad.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Been your fault? What?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
I'm gonna see if I can get her to comment.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
One second. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
I'ma climb a tree and there heads go.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Bro, hold up. I freaking called it. I called it. And she's doing this at 22 weeks pregnant.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
I hate to say it, but
Sam
I
spent
wouldn't
his
mind
life
living in this
shooting
house.
photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Just for one reason, though. And it's really just that. There's too
Instead
much
of
stuff
hiding
to
from death,
explore, and
Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
All this. Though I would find it creepy. Oh look, a letter. Oh, no, there's pictures.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Oh.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Bruh, their family has their own,
Smile, Dawn.
national park. Okay. Okay.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are. Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Right, he's gonna make her shoot that deer. Guarantee it. If I can find said deer.
I'm over here, Dad. Dad.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Yo!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Out the door we go.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, there it is.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Bro, this duck is following this frog. I don't know how I feel about this.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Got it. Follow me, doggies. We'll have a ball.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel
I do like the song though.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
I wish he could have told us
I don't like where this is going.
about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
Yeah, look at the whale. There's a big whale. Go down, we're going down, people.
He'd want you to be happy.
But in all seriousness, I think this baby died.
Good
Like
luck, Kay.
in the bath. That's I don't know.
Sam.
That's okay. I really don't think that's okay. I'm kind of sad about it.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Alright, let's see what happened to this guy.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. Father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
There you go.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
But apparently not Gus, because apparently he wants to fly his kite. which is all fine and dandy until the wind picks up. Which actually is probably the best time, but, you know, Benjamin Franklin always proved it's never a good idea to fly in a storm. Oh my god, everything's picking up now.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Where's that? Maybe someone got to pick up that? Oh, there he goes. Yo, he died.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved
She
up
had
to the
her
loft
own
after her
wall
brothers died.
climbing, rock climbing wall. Are you
At the
serious?
time, it was as far away as she could get.
Bruh.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Bruh. I don't think I was supposed to come down like that. I don't care. Raise flag, 7 breakfast 8 a.m. Quiet time 11 p.m. Wow, that's a bedtime, all right. 11 p.m. Duties on sweep, trash, Gus mop, no yard, Gus be a baby. Oh, be a baba. Bruh, now that's a workout.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Edith, Louis, Milton, Dawn. Okay.
The house had to get a little bigger, but
It
Edie
sounded
was used
so
to that.
weird there.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Scientific method.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Bro, I just wonder where a lot of these people disappeared to. Like, no one just disappears, you know? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Let's go up though. Da-da. Bro, this dude was crazy cool. Look at his art. It was good. At 10 years old, this is not bad.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
So what, he painted himself out of existence? Is that what this is? Bro, I want to find this door.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Bro, that's really sad though. Like her brother disappeared.
Mom spent
like
months
that.
searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
It's actually really sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
No, I don't want. Bruh. Wait, is this a boat? They have a boat on top? Bruh. It's crazy. This is a weird family. Why can't I not open this? There you go.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Lewis Finch? Looks like he was a gamer. I can enjoy this.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
He had his own Dude. Bruh, it looks like he was up to doing some stuff, if you get what I'm saying. Bruh, I don't want to go out there just yet. Bruh, he looked like he was a hippie for sure.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Fish?
He kept working at the cannery. but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
I'm gonna have to control it
wander.
with two? Oh, dude,
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a
Multitask at his
labyrinth.
best.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Hold up. Confused. Help.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
Sorry, I have to talking to this person.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. no longer spoke at the cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won.
What is this, Mario?
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
I gotta focus.
New
again.
Louisville.
This is too much fish.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Nope, can't make it.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Handsome queen? That don't sound right.
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't want to go that way.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Not more fish. Go away. Shoo, fishy. No one likes you.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Twa! I chop you.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Bro, I think I broke the game. Time out. Bro, I broke the game. That's awesome. Fixed it. Just a whole lot of blood.
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Bro, I don't like where this is going at all.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh, this is a guillotine. No. No, don't do it. Oh.
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Bruh, now I wonder, did he cut his head off in the cannery?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral,
If he did,
my mom told me to start
ouch.
packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Maybe I'm finding this game a little too fast.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Bro, she had her own kitchen up here? Wow.
Maybe you should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Okay, time out. Now, didn't they say the lights were off in the beginning, but yet there's lights on here? So hold up. That makes absolutely no sense.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Bro, can I shut this? So that no one knows?
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's
Ooh,
best if Edith
one
and
of
I
the
leave
stories
tonight.
have something to do with it.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Yeah.
I started seeing things.
Sure you could do.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Bruh, don't rip the book. No.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Yo,
This journal was
hold
supposed
up.
to be for
Is
you.
this baby being born? I think that's what's happening.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
She died.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
What, 1989 to 2017? Huh. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And, I hope to do these again another time. I'll let the credits roll play through before I end it. I just want to thank for everyone that watched this, and hope you guys have a good evening and a good night, or morning whenever you guys watch this, I guess. Okay, guys. I'll attempt to do another one later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.